this is the fourth part of this set of tutorials. We've got the surfaces done for the ground and the building area, and the building form and its roof as well. And the last part is going to cover creating a fence around the site. This is probably the trickiest portion. Creating the fence posts is relatively straightforward. It's the actual fence panels themselves and getting them to behave properly, given that the land is changing level, is trickier. So we'll do the fence post first. So I'm going to change to the fence post layer. Okay, and I'm going to draw a 3D polyline around the edge of the site. Okay, picking up all the different ends of these triangles. Just go right around the site. That way we don't miss any changes of level. I'm not going to start again. We're okay to keep going. Okay, so 3D polyline right around the site, and we'll hide all the other layers. Minus LA, return. There's the off option, star, return 3 times. Okay, so this shape is not level, and it's changing height, all sorts of positions. It's not dramatic, but it's kind of realistic, kind of site sloping. So we need a bit of detail now. We need to go and have a look at the plan view. We're getting very close because the objects are fairly small, and we need a small square for our fence post, and let's make it 100 by 100. So it's rectangle at 100, 100. Okay. Now we need to make an allowance for the thickness of the fence material. So I'm going to draw a polyline from the middle downwards by 25. Okay, I'm just going to draw a little circle on the end of that. Okay, so that would be the front face of the fence. Okay, I'll lose the little line, don't want to build that into any object, and then we'll twist this round. Okay, to make sure the fence is kind of stuck in the ground, what we'll do is we'll move this rectangle down the way by 200 and then extrude it by 2000. Okay, so we'll definitely end up with the post stuck in the ground. Okay, so that's our fence post, and this is going to be the insertion point for the fence post. Okay, so we turn that into a block now. So it's B, return, and I'm going to use just FP, short for fence post. Pick a point, that will be the center of the circle. So the center of that circle. Select the object, pick a post, enter. And I can leave it where it is, so I'll just retain the objects in case I need to make it the other way around, which is quite likely, actually. Okay. Okay, so I have our block ready to use. So what we can use is the measure command, and this will allow us to space them a certain distance all the way around the object. So the measure shortens to ME, and return. Pick the 3D polyline. We want to use a block. The name of the block is FP. Enter. Do you want to line the block with the object? Yes, so that it goes round with the shape. And the length of each segment, let's say we're 1.8 meter, well, let's say 2.4 meter panel, so 2400. Okay, now you can see here, it looks like they're on the inside, but it's not. You can only tell for sure by looking down in the plan view. Now, we're on the outside. Okay, so what we need to do is redefine our block so that it's the other way around. Okay, so if we just rotate this, around the center point by 180. Okay, then redefine the block. Okay, keep the same name, so it's FP. Pick point again is the center of the little circle. Select the objects, and when you click OK, it will warn us that there's already a block in here and we want to redefine the block. Hopefully they're on the inside now. So check again using the plan command. Good. Okay, so the fence posts are inside our boundary, and we've got an allowance for the thickness of the fence as well. Okay, positions aren't always perfect, so we've got a little bit of a problem here. So let's just tidy those up while we can. So we'll, okay. So I'll push it towards the fence and then push it away by 25. So we get a post in the corner there. Okay, we don't have a post at the start of the fence here. Sorry, the end point of the fence. Okay, so we could copy from the insert of this one to the end of the line. Okay, but then push it back by half the thickness of the post. So it wants to go back this way by 50 millimeters. Okay, we don't have one at the start of the fence there. So 112400. Actually, we should copy that using the, because it's a slope. So insert to the end point, and once again move it along by half the thickness of the post, so 50. So you would check all the corner situations. You really do need a fence post at the corner. Okay, and you could tidy up, you know, lengthwise as well, but we don't want to kind of make it a massive chore. So let's try this. So copy one from insert to endpoint, and then this one would need moved 75 millimeters so that the fence material can wrap around. Okay, and you'd repeat that for the other corners of the site. Right. As I said, it's the fence panels that cause the problems. Okay, so what we'll do is go to the right UCS and we'll draw the shape of a plank of wood that we're going to kind of extrude along this line, or sweep along this line. So using the rectangle command, okay, and then I'll say I want it to be 25 wide, so it'll be at 25, comma, and let's say we want 200 high. Okay, so a thin plank of wood. It's only got to span from one post to the next, so it's not kind of structural in any way. I'll copy that before I use it, because it tends to get used and absorbed into the shape. Okay, and then we'll sweep that. It's the sweep command. Any ease have I got there? Put the right amount, yep. Sweep. Select the object to sweep. Enter. Base point. Pick a base point on the object. And then select the sweep path, which is this object here. Okay, can you see what's happened already? We've got kind of a twist occurring in the object. And if we look down on this, we go back to the world coordinate system and look down, you can see the twist is happening at all the corners, and it's quite awkward. You can't tell which way the piece of wood is getting twisted. Okay, it's not a huge amount, it might not actually be noticeable, but what you find it better to do is to do this in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces, instead of trying to get it to sweep all the way around in one go. Okay, so we'll undo all that. Go back to like that. Okay, and we want this broken into its constituent parts. So what I'm going to do is just copy it first. Okay, so they can break off the bits of it. Okay, so I'll break off these sides first. We want to break it and get rid of these bits. Don't go too far up. Likewise on this end. Okay, I can move these back. Okay, so I've still got 3D polylines going all the way around, but they're in 5 pieces now instead. Okay, so what I'm going to do is copy this onto the end of each one, and I'm just going to use the extrude command instead of sweep. Okay, I'm going to choose a path. Path each time. Okay. Stick it on the end of this line. Just needs to get on the inside. Okay, and extrude. Okay, so it keeps the plank vertical. Okay, it's going to look much tidier. Okay, back to the world coordinate system and rotate this by 90 degrees and then copy it into the other direction. Okay, extrude that while I'm close by. Use the path option. Okay, and finally this side, at the end of this line, extrude, path option again. Okay, so there's a little bit of overlap there, negligible, but it's kind of a bit more like workmanship in a way, and we can join those together. So we union these 5 bits of fence together. So from the top, we don't get that awkward twisting appearance. Just a bit of corner. It's complicated, isn't it? It's going to be outside of that. Let's make sure it's okay. It's very complicated, but I don't think it is. It's just the way that it's merged the two together. This one comes down slightly at an angle. This one's a bit more horizontal. Okay, now that's kind of at the ground at the moment. So we'll make a little mark there so we know where the ground is. Okay, we want the top of this to be in line with the top of the fence, so it should really be 1600 up to allow for the thickness of it. Okay, and then copy it down. We want to allow for a bit of space in between, so if we go 250, 500, 750, 1000, 1250, and 1500. That gives us our fence. Yeah. Quite a beefy fence there. So it's not perfect, but it's better than letting the command kind of do its sweep itself. We've got a bit kind of tidier fence. Okay, now before this gets exported to 3D Studio, you don't want to have any blocks inside the file, so these fence posts really need exploded, otherwise you'll end up with hundreds of objects in 3D Studio and it makes it much more difficult to manage. Okay, so what we'll do is explode these, but select them first using SSX, enter, pick one of the posts, enter. It tells you how many it's found 78. Okay, then use the explode command, so it's X, return, and then P for previous objects. P, return. You can see the fence posts are all picked, enter again. That's them broken up. Okay, so that's now ready for export. Make sure all the other layers come back on. So it's minus LA, enter, on, enter, star, return twice. Okay, so it's a very simple model, landscape wise and roof wise, but you know, get your head around these concepts, and you know, using a bit of UCS control there, not much to be honest, but it gives you a little intro into when and where to use the UCS. Okay, the next step is to pull this into 3D Studio and start applying some materials. So that's what we'll do next.